Good morning, my lovelies, and welcome to a very overcast and nippy Friday morning. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all looking after each other, and I hope you're all staying safe. So this is my last Friday of freedom. Because as of Monday, I will be doing my new working shifts. Which means I will be doing 4 back shifts a week, which is a tea time, a lunchtime and a tea time. And I will be doing a Friday morning till lunchtime. But the good thing is I've got 4 mornings free, a Friday afternoon, and all of my weekends free. So hopefully, now that the weather's getting better, that means maybe more early morning walks. More weekend walks. But yes, I shall miss not having to work on a Friday, but it is what it is. So we'll just have to go with the flow, shall we say. And talking of going with the flow, I've been a bit all out of sorts slightly these last few weeks. As I said in a previous video, I was struggling to walk my path. I'm now finding I'm struggling with life in general. It's not something I'm ashamed of or something that I hide. It's something I don't talk about. I do suffer with mental health. I suffer with depression and I suffer with anxiety. And it was all due to a nervous breakdown about 6-7 years ago, due to work and home life. It resulted in me having 4 months off work and on medication, because back then even getting out of bed was a struggle. It was just a struggle to do anything. I didn't like leaving the house. I couldn't face people, I couldn't talk to people, I didn't want to eat, I didn't want to sleep, I didn't want to wash. You know, it was awful, and it took me 4 months of going through this hell. And so towards the end of that 4-month period, I was running low on tablets, and I gave myself an option. I either sink or swim. In other words, I either carry on as the way I am and spend years not being at work and frightened to go out and relying on tablets, or I get my backside into gear and I sort myself out. I chose to sort myself out. I didn't like living the way I was. It wasn't me. I'm not a very outgoing person anyway. I'm very much introverted. I'm happiest either with people I know, i.e. family, or on my own. So that has then triggered a long road to recovery, and even now I struggle. It is a daily battle to be getting up every morning, to have to go to work. It's a battle to have to go out, to deal with people, to address people, to talk to people, and I'm quite surprised to do it with the job that I do, but it has to be done. I'm not a very confident person, and there are times when life does get on top of me, and I do think, why am I bothering? Why am I here? What is the point? But we have to soldier on, and we have to ride it out, and eventually it does work its way round, and it does work its way through, and you do feel better. But it's like a cycle, it's an up and down cycle. I could be okay for months, I could be plodding along doing my own thing, and then all of a sudden it's like hitting a brick wall. You then hit this melancholy stage, this depressive stage, and I have to live with anxiety every day. Situations, going out, crowds, all sorts of things. If it's not familiar to me, that's it, it's gone through the roof. Winston Churchill once said that he had a black dog that followed him around. That's what he called his depression, and that's what it feels like. It's like there's a big looming shadow behind me, and it follows me around. And every now and again he'll pounce. And I think this is where my spiritual side comes in. Because if I think I followed an organised religion, I really don't think I'd have been able to cope with it. Because I do think they would prey on my vulnerability. Where my spiritual side is, I'm pretty much on my own where that is concerned. I have my sister who's pagan, my daughter is Satanist, I'm pagan witch, so yeah, I have that little group of people. So the spiritual side of it, we do help each other out an awful lot, and I do find my spiritual side a comfort. To be out here in nature. Doctors do say that the best thing for depression is just to come out and be with nature. And it was quite an interesting fact when Autumn Watch was on. They were doing Autumn Watch and Winter Watch. They were doing a thing about being out in nature, and if you disturb the ground, this happens, and it sends this signal to your brain and makes you happy. And I looked at my husband and I said, bloody hell, us weirdos have been doing that for years. It's called grounding. So yes, the spiritual side does help with my depression, and it does help with my anxiety, because I find it's calming, and I like to be out and I like to be calm. I hate being depressed and I hate my anxiety, but it's something you have to learn to live with, and you have to deal with it, and sometimes chucking tablets at it just isn't the way to do it. The state of her, she's been rolling in the grass and now her head's all wet. So yes, for those of us out there who struggle with depression, anxiety, bipolar, you're not alone, you're not the only ones. And for those of us who don't, understanding is the first key. It's not something we do for attention, we don't put it on. You need to understand that this is us, this is how we deal with it. I'm not rude, I'm not miserable, I'm just not in a good place sometimes. So for those of us who are not in a good place at the moment, feeling down, struggling with situations and people, I send you many, many blessings and many hugs. Just remember that you're not alone. There are more of us out there than you think that suffer with mental health, and now with the pandemic the way it is, there'll be more of us. There will be a lot more of us, because ordinary people are now struggling with it. So I know I say it at the end of all my videos, so let's be kind to each other, let's be compassionate, let's spread some love. Let's think of others. And on that note, my lovelies, because I'm going to have to get off this field because my feet are soaking wet, even though I've got my big boots on. Look after yourselves. Be kind to each other. And I'm sending you much love and many, many blessings.